it, the moment you've been waiting for. Rawhide tips. The rawhide soaked in what? Very thin hide glue mixture with a little splash of the Dawn detergent in there so it can soak up. And at first I did not succeed. My tip wrapping was a frustrated mess because everything was too wet. And when you get, you'll see it. When you get rawhide really wet and it's soaked and it's ready to apply, and you put it on another surface, it slides all over the place. And so I was smart. I did it the second time. Is took the rawhide out, let it dry just a little bit so it wasn't wet. I didn't size it. I wanted it to have some gription on the tips so I could just shape it and then peel it off and then glue it on once I get that shape done. Here it is. Isn't that a nice effect? Coffee stained. All bonded. I mean, there's just the slightest wrinkle right there, but it is what it is. It's almost an impossible type of thing to do. Nice and bonded. Shrunk down. Excellent. Now, tips are shaped. And so after I wrapped it, let it dry, it was just slightly, there were gaps in there. But you know what? It's a simple way to cure that. You take a hammer with a smooth head, not a framing hammer that's got the little dimples, but a smooth one. Just tap it down and then dip it in the hot hide glue mixture so you get hide glue in there, and then it'll stick down. And what I mean is, these didn't curl around the edges 100% from wrapping. And why would they? Because I didn't wrap over it. And so it's progress. It's a process, rather. Tap it down, stick it against a smooth wall, roll it around there to push these things down. Stick hide glue in there. Glue it down. And then maybe before it's completely dry, just kind of, maybe not tap it, but push it back down again, and it'll stay. It's hard to focus on there, but yeah, good job. And so now I have this field. There are fields. I've got the sinew here, sinew band here, and then just backing here. I am currently soaking more rawhide, little strips, in coffee. I'm going to do something fancy right here, and I'm also going to do something fancy right here because the recurve continues past this wrap. And I think it would be balanced. Symmetry to some respect. Nice chocolatey brown, coffee brown rawhide. Some fancy rawhide strippy work right here. And then something right here, and it doesn't need to be painted. I'm using natural materials, differences in look. You can see these bands, obviously, to give it some decorative appeal minus paint. I don't know, maybe I'm going to do something. I don't know. Don't expect me. And this is really the first time ever that when I was doing a bow, backing a bow, that I ran out of sinew, because I'm a pair of suspenders and belt type of guy. I always have extra sinew, but I didn't. It should be in the mail tomorrow. You almost don't even see, you can see the shine right there, the bare wood. It's all done up to there, and then there's just a little center strip right here, but I'll apply it. Now suppose you are doing work with sinew or rawhide or anything, and it's a time sensitive thing, and you want to make sure that things are damp longer than pull it out of a pot, pull it out of a cup, pull it out of whatever where it's been soaking. And it's a thin thing. You take it into the dry winter air, or just drier air, and it dries a little too fast. What can you do about that? You have a bathroom with a shower and hot water. What would happen if you took your bathroom and you closed the door and you didn't turn the fan on and hit the shower full strength, hot steamy water? Well, the bathroom's going to steam up, and whatever work you're doing in there, whether or not it's putting sinew on, adding it to a bow that's got a dried sinew back, that hot shower air, and I've used this technique quite a bit because I haven't run out of sinew and had to fill in gaps. I have taken bows that had dried sinew backs and I wanted to add another layer to them. Use every tool at your disposal, including your bathroom, in your shower, in hot water. You know, and definitely that works. And what I understand is that the hornbow makers of long ago, and maybe still some currently, Grosier or what have you, when they're constructing their horn bows, dry it thoroughly, then add another layer, then dry it thoroughly and add another layer. They utilized steamy rooms in that process because you don't want something to dry too quickly right away. You know, it's the thought process. I could have looked at this and it's like, whoa, everything turned out so well on that. But I've got gaps up at the top. I failed. No. I was only at a certain phase of that application. The next phase is tap those ends down, push them against whatever smooth surface, take a spoon, smooth them down. I did all of these things. Take a hammer, boom, 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 get it seated, and then hot hide glue. Hide glue that would be hot enough that if you put tendons or sinew fibers in there, they would curl up. Because what did I want this to do? I wanted it to curl up. I wanted it to shrink. Sometimes I'll use a tea kettle to do things. Steam. Happy New Year, I'll also add. Hopefully you don't have hangovers. Me, I drank heavily last night. I had 2 cups of water. That was all. I didn't drink like beer, whiskey, or anything. I just drank water because I was playing music. And I always feel better the next morning. I'm to the point in my life where I don't enjoy hangovers, so I just as soon drink water or Red Bull or tea or something like that. Not a very exciting guy. But yeah, it was a nice New Year's Eve party. A lot of music. Played for about 5 hours. The mandolin and the violin. Had fun. Hopefully you all had fun too. Just some beauty shots. Is that slick or what? That make a nice thumbnail. Here, surprise look.